Hello, welcome to Salt and Light Canning. I'm Jessica and this is my kitchen. I am so happy that you're here. Today I am starting mustard for the pantry. I've made mustard before. You can go back and check that video, but we are out, so I need to make some more. In this pot I have about a head of garlic. And I'm going to add 1 onion. I'm just gonna kind of not really chop it. I'm gonna leave the skins and everything on anyway. Doesn't matter because I'm gonna strain it all off anyway. So we're just making a brine. I'm also going to add, I have like 3 or 4 bay leaves, some thyme and rosemary, and some black pepper. It's about 2 teaspoons of thyme and rosemary and about 1 teaspoon of black pepper. If I had peppercorns, I'd use peppercorns, but I'm out. I'm also going to add about 2 cups of water and about 4 cups of vinegar. I'm going to get this on the stove and get it heated up, and I'll be back in a few minutes. This is going to steep and kind of simmer on the stove for about 15 minutes. So while my brine is going on the stove, I'm going to add my dry ingredients to this baking dish. No, I'm not baking it. I just need something to put it in. So this is what I'm doing. I have about 2 cups of dry ground mustard. And I need about 4 cups of mustard seed. There's 4. Get this mixed up. And if you want to know, no, this is not strictly the approved recipe. This is just my recipe. I'm making a double batch. Please do what you want to do with making your mustard. It doesn't have to be fancy and complicated, or if you want fancy and complicated, please do that. The approved recipe calls for wine. I don't have wine, we don't drink wine, so don't use it. You could substitute your regular white vinegar with like white wine vinegar. Whatever vinegar you're using, you just want to make sure that you have at least 5% acidity. All right, I'm also going to add a couple of teaspoons worth of brown sugar. You don't have to. That's what I like. Or you can also do a couple of teaspoons of honey if that's what you want to do. Just get this all mixed up. Now I'm just going to wait for my brine to finish and I'll be back in just a minute. All right, so my brine has been steeping for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to strain it off. Be careful, it's hot. And as kind of an afterthought, I've decided to add just a little bit of turmeric. As like about a teaspoon or so. Get that mixed through. And now I'm going to pour my brine into my mustard here. So in just a few minutes, I'm going to cover this with some foil, and I'm going to let my mustard just soak overnight. That's going to make all of the seeds soften up, and it's going to be just delicious. Now, I said this before in my last mustard video. I don't really like mustard, but I really like the mustard that I make. So maybe if you're not satisfied with store mustard, give this a try. You might really like it. And originally I didn't make mustard for myself. I made it for a friend as a gift. and found out that I really like it if I make it. But anyways, I'm just gonna let this sit for a few minutes and cool off just a little bit, and then I will see you tomorrow when I finish up our mustard. Well, we are back. It's the next day, and as you can see, my seeds have absorbed all of the liquid. So now I'm going to put this in this pot so that I can add some water and get it really blended. Carefully. I'm going to do my best. Kat's going to help me. You just hold this part. Yeah. A step ladder. That's not very nice. We are so tall. You can ask me. We're 100 feet tall.
Yes, we are.
It's on the inside where it matters, where it counts.
We don't need a step ladder.
We don't need a step ladder. I love you. Oh, goodness.
He's so mean.
He's so mean. Here we go. Almost done. Almost got it all. Now, I need to add some water, and I'm going to use my immersion blender to help me get this all blended up. So this is just filtered water. I think I'm going to start with about that much, and we'll see if we need to add a little more. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can use a regular blender. Please do use what you've got and make it work for you. So what we're going for is the consistency of like a thick oatmeal. And I'm gonna leave some of the seeds, you know, I want it to have some texture like a Dijon mustard. So that's what I'm going for. If you want smooth mustard, then just blend and blend and blend until it's smooth. That looks really good to me. So I'm gonna put this on the stove and get it heated up. And I'll be back when I'm putting them in jars. So our mustard is all heated up and it's ready to go in the jar. It's just beautiful. If you have never made your own mustard before, I recommend giving it a try. Okay, since this is really thick, we're gonna do our best to debubble. We're gonna be water bath canning. Look at that. Look at that, that's beautiful. Wipe the rim of your jar. Take a flat and a ring. I line it up just to finger tight. So pretty. We'll do our next jar. You're going to want to fill to about 1/2 inch headspace to 1/4 inch headspace. Just do your best, okay? And this is ready to use now, but if you let it sit for a little bit, it's just going to get so much better. Debubble, 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 debubble. Wipe the rim. And just to finger tight. So yummy. I'm going to keep filling jars and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Well, my canner is full. I have 16 jelly jars in here and my heat is on. Everything is covered by about 1 inch of water and there's a splash of vinegar. From the recipe, we got 18 jars, almost 19, is very close to 19. So we have one for the fridge. But anyways, I'm going to cover this, bring it to a boil, And once it starts to boil, we will process at a boil for 10 minutes and then we'll take them out. So I'll be back in just 1 minute. Well, my timer has gone off and I turned everything off and I took the lid off and we've been waiting for just a couple of minutes. And now I'm going to take them out. I just love making different sauces and things for myself. Just beautiful. Let me know what you're making, what you're canning in your kitchen. I love to hear from you. These are going to sit on my counter and relax and seal. And tomorrow I'll come in and take the rings off and get everything washed up and put in the pantry. Also, make sure you check out the links in my description below. There's a link to my Etsy shop and I'm adding stuff there all the time, so you're going to want to check that out. And a link to my Amazon storefront where you're going to find a lot of the things that I use in my kitchen. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and spending this time with me. I'm so blessed. But anyways, be so blessed. Know that you're loved and be a blessing to someone else. I'll see you in the next video.